Hey everyone, welcome back. Now I wanted to talk a little bit about the components for the Grimdark Dungeon Master, the player who is controlling the dungeon and trying to stop the heroes. First thing the Grimdark Dungeon Master is going to have access to is all these amazing tiles. Now you can see these tiles are going to form the dungeon. They are quite thick, as you can see there, with amazing colored artwork on them. This is one of the hall tiles. You can see there that it is full of barrels and has some special rules that remain in effect there. Other tiles, though, are available to the Dungeon Master to bring out. For example, here is a tile that allows the Grimdark Dungeon Master, it's a Cultist at Prayer tile, and it's going to allow the Grimdark Dungeon Master to summon cultists onto the tabletop. Now, when he or she summons cultists, what happens? Well, they're going to go ahead and place these little plastic acrylics, full color acrylics, right onto the table. You can see there's two cultists there. Again, the art is different in the front and the back, but one of my favorite things about the game is that we were able to get icons that tell you all the rules and the mechanics of how these cultists attack and defend right on the bases there. The first icon shows you the kind of creature it is. The second icon shows you its attack dice and attack type. And the third icon shows you how many defense dice it gets. So we're going to put him right here. Mentioning dice, here you go. We got some amazing dice also. And again, everything you're seeing today is pretty much production quality. So you're going to see we got some blue dice here, which are defense dice. And the defense dice are going to roll shields that are going to block some number of hits. And of course, your attack dice are the red dice. They're going to roll some number of swords, which are going to do damage. So you're hopeful that your shields beat your swords when you're defending, and you're hopeful that your swords beat the shields on the attack. Of course, there's all kinds of things you can also summon. There are tiles that will cause trouble for the heroes, like dark energies. They don't want to pass through those. There are other tiles, though, that will summon additional creatures into the dungeon. For example, this tile here allows me to summon minions with this undead icon on them. And in that case, I have choices here. I can either summon a minion that looks like this on his base, which has the skull. And you can see there he is. In fact, there's a little sword-wielding guy. And you can see he's got 2 defense dice and only 1 attack, and it is a melee attack, so it's for close range. Or I could summon this guy instead, which is also a skull. So it's my choice as the Grimdark Dungeon Master, which of these I'd want to summon. And you can see here, this one's got a single attack also, but it's a arrow, meaning it can shoot far away, but it only has 1 defense dice. So do I want guys that are strong or harder to kill, or do I want guys that can shoot from far away? Maybe I'll do archers. So I'm going to bring 2 of these archers, miniatures, acrylics right here, and put them on the base here as well. So that's how that works. And of course, eventually, as you explore the Grimdark Dungeon, you're going to find objective tiles like this one. This is the main objective in the overall dungeon. Now, what's cool about this is by exposing this, the Grimdark Dungeon Master is in fact going to give the primary objective location away to the heroes for a chance to win. But while it's exposed, the Grimdark Dungeon Master can use these cool powers here, which is very powerful indeed. So that's going to help him out also. But also what happens here is this tile, by placing it, is actually going to spawn the Necromancer, the main boss in the game. And you can see here he is an oversized acrylic for being a giant bad guy. And you can see his stats on the bottom of his tile here. He's got a lot of cool abilities there. So he's definitely looking like he's going to be a problem. We would put him right there on the tile as well. And I'll bring this whole thing forward so you can see what's happening here in Grimdark Dungeon Master. Oh, just before I go, I've got to tell you, there's a whole bunch of these tiles in the game. This is just a small sample, so these dungeons can get quite large and quite varied.